Hi everybody, Mr. Colella here. We're going to get into a little geometry this week. We're going to make sure you know how to find a radius or diameter from a given area or circumference. A little bit different from just finding the area or circumference itself. We're just going to basically work backwards. Let's take a look. So here you have a circle with an area. If you have an area, obviously you want to start with the area formula. So remember that's area equals pi times the radius squared. Now, typically, we would be given a radius, and we would use that information to find the area. We're going to go the other way with it here, and we're just going to enter in our information for area instead. If I look over here at the circle, I can see that the area is 78.5 centimeters squared. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to substitute the number 78.5 for my area. And I know that that equals pi times the radius squared. Once I've entered that information, I'm just going to go ahead and use my inverse operations, my algebra skills, to isolate the r squared. So I'm going to divide by pi. That's going to cancel those out. You know that means I have to divide the other side by pi as well. And that means that r squared equals 78.5 divided by pi. Now, at this point, we want to go ahead and replace that pi symbol with 3.14. 78.5 divided by 3.14 is going to end up being 25. Now, r squared is 25. That does not mean my radius is 25. Remember that r squared is r times r. So that means one of those r's has to be 5, because 5 times 5 would be 25. So if I have an area of 78.5 centimeters squared, that means I have a radius of 5 centimeters. We can do basically the same thing if I'm given a circumference. I can work backwards. So again, take your formula. In this case, my formula is circumference equals pi times diameter. I'm just going to substitute in what I know. I know that my circumference is 25.12, and that's equal to pi times diameter. I'm going to again cancel out the pi by dividing by pi. Do that on both sides, and that'll leave me my diameter behind. Now again, let's go ahead and replace the pi symbol with 3.14. 25.12 divided by 3.14 gives me a total of 8. So my diameter is 8. Now in both of these cases, remember that you can go ahead and turn either your radius into a diameter by doubling it, or turn your diameter into a radius by going ahead and cutting it in half. We also can give you problems where we give you a circumference, ask you to turn it into this diameter down here. If I were then split that in half into a radius, I could then go ahead and find the area of this. So I can go from circumference to area as well. Hope this helps. Good luck with these questions this week. Have a great week.